I'm so happy that you're doing great. I'm doing great as well. God woke me up this morning. He started me on my brand new day and made the day out of no way for today. So I'm very excited about what he's doing, what he has allowed me to do, and how he has came very far to help me to progress in where I need to be in today's society, right? So if this is your first time, I welcome you to Royalty Kings and Queens Ministry. This is something that I do every Thursday and Friday from 7 o'clock to 7:30 p.m. I know that I started a little bit late, but however, we're still going to run smoothly all the way to 7:30. Now, I started this ministry maybe over almost 2 months ago. And I decided what I want to do is because I realized that in today's society, we all going through something. We all have been wounded by something. We have encountered something. We're just really asking God to make a way out of no way so that we can stay in the winning race in order for us to be successful. Right? Perfect. So we will get into some of the great details as far as the inspiration, as far as the scripture, as far as the closing prayer while we're on HAPS TV. So I want to give a shout out to everybody that's on Facebook world, if you're on Twitter world, if you're on HAPS TV world, if you're on my radio page world, as well as my fashion clothing brand page. So I greatly thank you guys for inviting you guys in on what I have going on as far as this ministry is concerned. I'm just very thankful to come before you guys tonight to talk about some wonderful things that the God that really has blessed us upon in order for us to be able to achieve the goal expectation in order to go further in life, right? So I want to make sure that I cover that with you. All right. So um, what I want to tell you guys is um, hmm, I'm using HAPS, an exciting new platform that makes it super easy for me to simultaneously broadcast to all my social channels and see all your comments in one place. Now, I know that everybody on other platforms and stuff, but if you're on HAPS TV or if you on my radio page or my fashion clothing brand page, I will actually be able to see your public chat. But if you're just on my main page, which is Demario Scott, I won't be able to read your comments till afterwards. Okay, if that makes sense. If you're enjoying my broadcast, I encourage you to download the HAPS app today and subscribe for more content. You'll get 100 free coins for joining, which you can use to support my work. Now, what I want to say is if you have downloaded HAPS TV, you will get coins every single time that you log in. All right. Every time that you're doing your broadcast, you get points or coins. Okay. It can go toward whatever you want it to go toward. All right. So if you download the HAPS app and you subscribe, you'll get notified when I go live every single time. Okay. So every time your phone get a notification at the top of the screen, oh, the Mario have a network he's doing today. It will broadcast to let you know upfront when things are happening. All right. Support my work on HAPS TV. Now, once you subscribe to HAPS TV on my page, you strongly can um, be able to donate to support my work. So if you feel like I'm doing a great job every single Thursday and Friday, I strongly suggest that you send a donation. It can be $1, $5, $10, $20. All of what you're doing is supporting my organization. Like I said, this ministry is something that has been inside of me for a very long time. And what I felt like, with using HAPS TV, it has gave me an opportunity to be able to do this. Okay, so HAPS offers free world class broadcasting to a community eager to collaborate and a simple way for viewers to support creators financially. All right. So that's everything in a nutshell from the business aspect of things. So you probably wanted to yourself, like, Mario, what the heck are we going to talk about tonight? Okay, so it's so many things we can talk about. But what I would prefer to talk about tonight is, how sometimes in your in when you're in your car or when you're at home and you start listening to music and stuff, and you be like, "Oh man, that's my favorite jam. That's my favorite jam coming on through the speakers in my car or in my or when I'm at home, listen to my Bluetooth speakers. Their music tune always can play in your head, regardless if you have a song. You know how it just always stays stuck in your head for a long period of time, and you be wanting to yourself like, "Oh Lord, this song is stuck in my head forever and ever and ever and ever and ever." Well, the thing about it is, that's how God works in us. God wants to stay in our heads 24/7 and 24/7, 365 days. As long as He possibly can, be able to give you that word, be able to give you that understanding, be able to give you that blessings, all of that. It really helps us as an individual to keep going, because once we start to hear that voice, that tune, that music, or something like that, that helps us overjoy all of this, it makes us feel good deep down inside, because we know that God is blessing us to succeed and be able to reach all the different necessary things that we need to do in order for us to stay successful. So when you hear his voice, when you hear that tune, it becomes a melody in your head. Like I said, the melody stay in your head. You be like, man, I can't get that tune out of my head. Well, that's the thing about it. Like when you listen to a gospel song, and it may be your favorite gospel song, or it may be a song that maybe not have grown on you, but just the fact that you may be somewhat singing the song throughout the day, you just be like, man, that's my song, or you may be humming it or something. So the thing about it is, ladies and gentlemen, God is He's the sweetest thing you will ever know in your whole entire life. Because once we start to sing a melody tune or something, it can help us to accomplish our goals, expectations at whatever we're doing. And once we start to exceed in all of that, we start to live differently. We start to grow differently. We start to manifest things a whole lot differently. Okay. So we must take the time to know God for ourselves. And once we start to know God for ourselves, we can start to trust God more in what we're doing. I understand that sometimes people like, I don't steer myself away from God for a long period of time, and I just know that I want to be able to be in the running race again to acknowledge God. Like I said, I don't know nobody office that's always closed. God office is never closed. His everlasting office is always open for you. Any type of problem, he already knows the problem that you may be facing. Whatever you're stressing about, he's going to teach you ways of how to not stress or how to live differently. See, that's the thing, that's the beautiful part about having God in your life, because he can show you things that no one else can show you. And so once you start to learn the privilege, start speaking the language, start getting into understanding of what God has for you, you'll start to manifest things a whole lot differently. Okay. So I'm gonna read a scripture for you guys and everything. And I'm just excited about it. So mainly it reads, I will praise thee, O Lord, among the people, and I will sing praises unto thee among the nations. This comes from Psalm chapter 108, verse 3. The inspiration behind all of that, you probably want to know what's the whole inspiration behind it. So, of course, I just read from Psalms, right? So, of course, from Psalms, it mainly states it's something that may bring people from desperate parts of life together. For songs can reach beyond borders and into people's lives. Therefore, it may get stuck in their heads. or stay with them for years on end, the word or tune affixed to a special time and memory? Would it be preposterous to suggest we treat God's love like such a melody? Isn't it not, after all, something immaterial, but which moves us in some deep, knowing way, literally spreading songs of joy among friends and nations? If you can, seek out other religious songs in other tongues, figuratively sing his praise. Let it be one of your favorite songs to carry with you wherever you go. All right. And so we're gonna get into the tonight's prayer, but I'll leave that toward the end. But I just wanted to let you guys know that when you start to sing a song, either it being a gospel song or a song that you have created in your mind, you have done something to keep you going. A lot of us be like, man, I'm so bored. I don't have what it takes in order to come up with a tune or be in tune on certain things that's out here that gonna separate me or isolate me from different situations. You have what it takes. When you start to wake up in the morning time, you have God in your life, you should be able to thank him. When you're being able to have the breath, the fresh breath air coming through your lungs, through your whole entire body, that's enough to keep you going. Any other things as far as motivational hustles, whatever things that you may be encountered, and all of that, it's all at your disposal, ladies and gentlemen. All we got to do is continue to do our part and God will do the rest. I've been saying that for the longest because the thing about it is people are like, well, Mario, how do you get to the next level? How do you do this? Because see, the thing about it is when you start to pray yourself through certain situation, once you start to sing yourself through situation, and and when you start to watch how things manifest and how things are protecting your sacred heart and your mind, your body, and your soul will be healed, you start to think a little bit different. You start to live a little bit different. And so that's the thing that I realized over a period of time. I can't tell you what no one else can tell you. I can only tell you from my personal experience of how God was able to work in my life. Now, the thing about it is how God can work in your life is something totally different. Now, once you start to put things into practice and you start to see God for yourself every single time that you put your mind to certain things, then God is going to continue to bless you over a period of time for you to be successful at being a man or being a woman. But you have to put everything into practice. You got to say, Lord, I trust you. I want to be able to put prayer in my day before I even get my day started. Because see, that's where it starts, ladies and gentlemen. In order for you to for you not to think negative or throughout your day, you have to think positive over your circumstances. Let's don't play the victim over things that we have encountered or things that we have faced. We have what it takes to be who we need to be. And once we start to put our mind and our heart and our soul on the line, God is willing to provide us through certain circumstances that He's going to see to be able to pull us through anything that we have in front of us. All right. So you just have to know deep down inside when you start to worship God in a whole different in light that He has shined before you, you'll start to see the glorious things that is put upon your spirit in order for you to win. Okay? So when you start to sing that melody, keep singing that melody in your head that God is going to deliver you through anything that you have put your mind to it. See, once you start to feel delivered from something or still believe that there are things are going to continue happening in your life. It may be a healing process. There may be some type of sickness that you may be going through. There may be some type of headache that you've been dealing with for a long time, and God was able to take that off your mental space. There have been times that you've been struggling with schoolwork, but you found a way to ask God to be able to help you to get over the hump so that you can be able to pass your classes. There may be things that you may not understand. It's okay. It's not for you to understand. What you have to understand is to walk in the light. That's what you need to do. Walk in the process. Once you start to walk in the process, it's more to understand that than to understand what God is willing to do to open up miracle doors for you. But see, the thing is, once God starts to open up miracle doors for you, you'll start to feel satisfied at what you're doing, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So I just wanted to make sure that I hit the nail on the coffin tonight because I understand there is the sweetest song that can ever play in your head, and that's God playing, being in your life, being active in your life. He's active in your life every single time that you're doing something actively or inactively. He's still there, and so that's what we got to realize through our circumstances and all the things that we had to do to be the best person that we can be in today's society. Okay. So I just wanted to come on here very briefly, and I just want to thank everybody for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and join me on Royalty Kings and Queens Court Ministry. Like I said, this is something I'm going to be doing from 7 o'clock to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Thursday and Friday. I know that there are going to be some Thursday and Friday that I want to be available. I do know that next week I will not be here on Thursday and Friday, but like I said, if I find the time throughout the day, please know that God is willing to help you to deliver you through any type of services and ingredients. Okay. So you can follow me on Facebook, Demario Scott, Instagram, King Mario 27. You can follow my radio page, Royalty Kings and Queens Court Radio Show on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow my fashion clothing brand, Royalty Kings and Queens Court. You can follow my photography page, RKQC. DM me for rates and pricing. And also, you can follow me on YouTube, Royalty Kings and Queens Radio Show. Follow me on Haps TV, HTTPS colon / Haps, HAPPS .tv / at symbol Demario Scott. All right. And so that's what you can do. All right. Most definitely, I want to thank everybody for checking in on different platforms, whatever platform that you're on, that you're being able to listen to my broadcast. I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys taking time out of your busy schedule to rock out with me and 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 know that God is real. So what I want to do is leave y'all with a prayer tonight that God has laid in on my mind. Lord Almighty, hear my song of praise. Hear my love for your rising up like a melody. Remind me that it is just as important to speak your name as it is to sing it. Grant me this audience, Lord, just as I wish to hear it from others. May it please you, may it harmonize with your promise of everlasting life and eternal grace. Amen. All right, guys. I want to thank you guys for taking time out of your busy schedule. Once again, like I said, to follow me on Haps TV or other social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Haps TV. I want to thank you guys for being you guys. All right, and I will be back here tomorrow, same time, 7 o'clock to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so I'm out of here.